Hi there, Virgo. Welcome to an end of August 2024 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. Let's put this over here. Okay, I'm trying to lift up this card. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, on the surface, it looks like this might be something to do with work matters. Two of Pentacles, your Pentacles, all earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn as well. This is the heart of the matter. It could be working two jobs. In the Rider Waite deck, it can be this, I think it was the juggler juggling these different things in their life. It's hectic, a lot on your plate. But it could be like doing two things at the same time, choosing between two job offers, a job offer from overseas is a possibility sometimes. But maybe it is choosing between two relationships. In the past position, we have the King of Swords. This can be a man who is kind of remote, who is emotionally not available, unavailable. And this could be bothering you, so you're not sure if you want to stay with such a person. Sometimes this can be like a judge who has to make a legal decision, so you might be in the midst of that. But if you're juggling two relationships, one of them may be with an older air sign. Gemini is the one that I think of because you're both ruled by Mercury and mutable signs. The other air signs are Libra, which is adjacent to you, so I could see that one too, and Aquarius. Sometimes I see this as Aquarius, the most remote of all the air signs, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And this could be something that feels like you're not being approved of, that the other person is kind of checking out emotionally. Kings can be fathers, so there may be something going on that makes you feel that you have to, I don't know, like protect your feelings. Actually, the higher message is the Five of Cups, which is a card of mourning the loss of someone or something. I think when I say something, it could still be emotional. It could be this idea of this fantasy of what your childhood was like, and the dream of that, because it might be something that you assumed was true and you have realized otherwise. And this is the kind of thing I think about with when we're older, and I'm talking about when we leave home and we're on our own. Sometimes we look back and we realize that there were things that we needed that we didn't get. And it's really helpful to, if you feel a certain loss in your life because of a certain person, and this may not be the father, but this might be like a partner, but perhaps they resembled the father, and the father was like this too, and it just felt very familiar. And sometimes we have to, kind of comfort that little child within us that may have misinterpreted somebody's extreme detachment or emotional disconnect, because it's so easy to make it about us and say there's something wrong with us because it happened, when it may have nothing to do with us. And we have to realize that, and even if we're connected to it, because if you feel like you didn't get the proper nurturing from your father that you should have gotten, and that is why you have picked certain types of men, it makes sense that there was some kind of trauma there in the past. But that person, even if you were connected to that person and you feel emotionally neglected by him, it still is about his comfort with emotions altogether. And in other words, it might not be there. He might not have been very comfortable, and it doesn't reflect upon you that that was the case. It's hard to really embrace that. I totally get that, because it's a lot easier to kind of assume that you are responsible, but you have to understand that you're not, and be okay with it. So also, this can be like, the Five of Cups can be some kind of disappointment. And so the King of Swords, this could even be like a boss. So if you were hoping that your boss would give you some kind of like recommendation, or if this is an advisor at college or somebody, that's in a position of authority, you may have to like accept that they did not give you what you wanted. What crosses you is the Three of Pentacles. So this is one reason I was thinking of like on the job situations, because this can be lack of teamwork in the workplace. And again, if you're dealing with someone that is not tuning into the interactions between employees, they may be oblivious. Might not be something malicious, like they're deliberately trying to do something, but it can still feel pretty uncomfortable sometimes that, this has happened. But I was going to say earlier, I felt like maybe there was some kind of three-party situation. And you might have to choose between someone who is not being faithful, whether to stay with them or not. And sure enough, what comes in as the energy coming in is the Nine of Wands. So it really makes, there's two nines here. So 9 connects in the major arcana with the Hermit card, which Virgo is actually attached to. So I'm not quite sure if the number 9 in numerology is connected to, what do you call it? Like solitude. I think the number 7 is, but I'm not, I know the number 9 is connected to the light worker. So by extension, we could assume spiritual types of practices are also connected to spending time alone. The Nine of Wands is a card of boundaries. A sign like Virgo is similar to your opposite sign of Pisces sometimes, I feel, where there can be this tendency to try to fix other people, maybe to sacrifice your own well-being for someone else because you're trying to help them. And, that's a beautiful thing to help people, but if you neglect yourself in order to help somebody else, then you can't be there for others. So if you're in a problematic relationship, it's very important to set these boundaries, but be advised that the person may not respect them, and you're going to have to be able to do the next thing. So if you say, if you do not stop, seeing this other person, I'm going to have to depart this relationship. And then they give you a false promise, or they just are outright defiant about it, and then you cave and you don't leave, then you're just um, making empty promises, and that's not helpful. So keep in mind that you hold the key based on how you choose to react to the situation. And you may actually, if you are in such a situation, you may decide that your boundary is that you're not going to see this person for 6 months until they get it out of their system, or whatever, if that's even what you want to do. The outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of financial independence. In love readings, I think about this idea of, kind of valuing yourself, valuing your essence, and knowing that you are worth choosing, that you're not available for sharing if that's something that you're very strong about, because not everybody is. Some people are into polyamory, so it's not like one thing. But, the Nine of Pentacles is not about, I've got mine, and so I don't need anything outside of me. It's more just of an independent spirit. So that's a good place to be if this is connected to love. But if it's connected to something with career matters, you might be feeling like your boss is not very forthcoming with praise. And you might the boundaries you set with the Nine of Wands might be internal, like your insult level, or, and it doesn't have to be like a blatant insult, but simply working for someone maybe for a number of years and not getting any kind of pats on the back is a form of, neglect, I would say, on some level. So you may realize that you have your own um, ability to love yourself, so you don't need that outer pat on the back, but that doesn't mean that you might not want to work someplace else, because clearly, if Two of Pentacles is in that central position, it means that that might be something that you're mulling over. In relationships, it can be about, like, not needing anything outside of yourself. So it makes you less desperate, which is a good thing when you're trying to attract a partner to you. All right, that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, please click on the link below for more information on my astrology and tarot readings. Thanks for watching. Bye.